Alright, what is up YouTube and tower community? It's Strom and I'm back with another tour of my tower. It's been a bit of a chaotic week here. I had to re-record this as well because something with the quality, I don't know, something in my OBS changed, or I don't know if it's my toaster quality, I don't know. But I'm going to try and just get through this. Try to get through it, not speed through anything, and hopefully things turn out very, very fine. So jumping in, the lifetime stats are here. We are approaching the 110 trillion mark, just past 100 trill, of course, which I'm very excited for. Haven't really done too much here outside of push tier 10, another like 200-300 waves. It's still just kind of flip-flopping, runs between 10 and 11. 11 is shorter runs, higher coin, lower sell yield, for a 3 to 4 hour difference. So I'm hoping overall that works out. I might even just jump back down to tier 10, which is like 2 runs a day. But we'll keep experimenting there. I'm not 100% how that'll work out. Got some gems, of course, to take. Nice. Tournament performance has been stable and pretty decent. 10 to 14 roughly as far as placements, and then 900 to 1,000 as far as wave counts generally. For those of you in Champion, you might see like some of these brackets lately are crazy. You've got guys doing 15, 1,700 waves, even higher, honestly. So it's getting competitive up here, but I'm just happy it's a slow incremental burn there. The event missions, I did not get to finish the last one. I'm a little disappointed, honestly, but the relics for this one look really nice. And in the event shop, here's what GoldBot, or if you watch Mr. Alclaud's videos, PovertyBot, doing pretty well. I think 1 or 2 more clicks in range, and this is gold boxed. I'm hoping to get the bonus up to an even 4 soon. And I have purchased the lab speed one. Amazing. Very excited for this, honestly. Purchased that so far, and then the tower skin. We'll work on the background next. I guess we're going to be gaslit into buying this again because Fuds did say Defense Absolute Believers will be rewarded. So I guess this is something that, as much as I want to skip, I will be purchasing it against my better judgment for now. We've got Guilds Season 3 in the mix here. I really love the themes that they are running with here. I don't think the tower skin is that great, but everything else looks great. I'm excited to use these. The Guardians, they look like whatever to me. As a collectible, you get coin bonus out of it, so that's just, for me, that's fine. Relics are amazing. I mean, we've got a coin one, we've got attack speed, so really excited to buy those. And then Fetch and Steal are limited, they're being featured together. So if you guys have not had a chance to pick up Fetch, highly recommend you do so. Steal's all right, but nothing to sing home about. So jumping into the workshop, damage, health, and health regen are all at 5,400. So I'm pretty much, I think I'm close to done with touching the workshop outside of level skips at this point. I don't see a point in much else because the main stats cost more than a run, and I like to do those in batches of 100. Level skips, I will just get them as I can. Everything for the most part is more focused on it's more focused on the workshop enhancements. So we've got 1.36 in damage and crit. I typically will just dump into this right before tournament, so probably later today I'll invest a little bit more. Defense I feel like I've neglected despite not being that far behind in HP or behind the attack stuff. So I'll probably focus a bit more here. I'm curious on the wall enhancements if that's going to do even better for me with EHP stuff. So we'll see how this ends up working out. Very, very curious. I've put a bit more focus on the coin bonus and getting my cells up a bit. So I think I'll be focusing on that. Otherwise, coins when I can, but everything is really like multiple runs worth at this point, so it's getting very pricey. And I think the solution is going to be within the ultimate weapons, the other thing I typically tend to forget. So obviously my stone count up here, you guys can tell I have not touched the stone pack that I was so graciously gifted because of the great paralysis analysis. I'm really, really leaning heavily towards Spotlight. The coin lab is going to take me a month to grind out. Now, getting the stones to actually make Spotlight useful, maybe having two beams plus decent coverage is going to take a bit of stone investment as well. I could just invest a little more in Chain Lightning, drop the cooldowns on these guys perhaps. And I know Allclouded also, shoutouts again. He mentioned Permanent Black Hole for Blender players, and I mean, I'm pretty close as far as the stones are concerned. Not so much on the duration side, but it is becoming a very tempting option, especially as I have a Multiverse Nexus waiting anyway. So, I don't know. Like, there's blatant econ improvements I feel like I could do. There's the Permanent Black Hole. There's a bit of, Chain Lightning that I can invest in. That's an option. Or I could go all in with Spotlight. I don't know. And I hate to comment bait again, guys, but I'm going to just paralyze myself into doing nothing. If you have any suggestions or you're screaming at your monitor or your phone or whatever right now, like, Straub, why don't you just do this? Put your stones here. I mean, at this point, I would just take a random comment and just run with it, because I think I would probably gaslight myself into hoarding 2,000 stones and doing nothing. So, again, if you guys have any suggestions, I am definitely all ears. Onto cards, nothing really has changed here because I just have the epics to work on. So, we'll work on the card mission, this current event here, and we'll go from there. I'm trying not to neglect modules, so we're going to pull some cards, maybe like 1 or 2 extra pulls, and just back into mods. So my previous recording, we got a couple here actually. I got 2 Multiverse Nexuses, I pulled an Om chip, and then I did just also pull another Dimension Core, so those are pretty much the only real changes here. I cleaned up a lot of these going to Mythic Plus just so the extra space isn't wasted. A lot of stuff has been merged down. And even still, with the rare drop chance, I'm close to maxing out already, so we'll slowly work on that. And the only major change is going to be the Harmony Conductor. I tried to greedily reroll for some ancestral stats. The best I got was a mythic Death Wave quantity instead of the previous legendary, so that's nice. A little boost in cells for sure. The trade-off, though, I got legendary Black Hole duration instead of Golden Tower duration. So, bit of a trade-off there. Not the worst one in the world, but it is probably affecting the income a little bit more. Everything else, same stats, same farming mods. And the only real difference... The only real difference is the Dimension Core for tournaments and project funding also for tournaments. So, labs, typically something I can talk about a lot. I've been kind of lazy. I've been passing out a lot, and I was just short. of 3xing everything, so I just decided to take a 2x on my last slot, take the L there. But typically it's all 3x as long as I'm on top of my runs in my game. But I've been struggling. I've been passing out a lot. So I'll just jump into the history real quick here. I finished up the... Oop, there we go. Okay. Oh, of course, it drags me to the bottom. But I just finished the wall health. And then I got wall regen to 15. And then other than that, it's really just the stuff that I'm working on right now. I had some piecemeal levels of rare drop chance, the module shard levels. I got 1 core effect ban in the books here already. And then everything else is just slowly leveling up. So reroll shards is about like a week and a half away from being done, and I'm very, very excited. And I'll have to figure out like a new pathway, what I'm going to be doing with my labs this time. So I'm going to keep this one like really, really short and sweet, guys. I did forget to throw out my farm stats, but that is probably the last I got for you today. I forgot a lot of the HP regen cards, which is awful, honestly. Like generally cost me like 400 or 500 waves, as far as I can tell. And it's been a consistent theme. You know, I've been on the road a lot. I've just not really been thinking about it. So I may even get level 10 auto perk just to make sure that I can slot in all the HP regen stuff, so that's not getting neglected while I'm away. And I got to make sure that I just don't keep forgetting to swap, because it's cash and free ups that I swap out later in a run, and I'll throw in health regen and slow aura, or health regen and berserker. I've kind of been experimenting with both, but it looks like that slow aura, probably obviously, now that I think about it, is the winner. So yeah, those are what the runs have been looking like, guys. Don't want to keep you guys too much longer, but I will. I'll grab those gems, let you guys go. And again, I really appreciate the constant support, the comments, the encouragement, the views, subscribing. I don't know if I said that already. Definitely feeling a bit tired. But yeah, you guys are awesome. This community is awesome, and I just really appreciate you all. So I hope you have a great day, great afternoon, great night, wherever you are. I will catch you in the next video. And yeah, take care, everyone. Appreciate you guys.